Hola mi gente, ¿cómo están? Happy Tuesday. It's technically still Tuesday. This is Willy. Hi Mo. Hi my guy. This is my little one-eyed guy. Hence why sometimes I'll say, hey you guys. Willy. Excuse me. Anyway. He's handsome, even with the one eye. And all he ever wants is love and attention. I guess like any of us, right? Guys, you have no idea. I've been trying to record this video and share an update. This is my 7th time. The phone keeps just cutting out on me, and I don't know why. Like, the video just stops. The screen goes black, and then I've lost the recording. So, unfortunately, this is going to be short and sweet. I'm not sure how short. I'll try to make it sweet. We're trying to get some sleep because we have an early start tomorrow. But the last time I left you, I had discovered Built Bars. Thank you to my girl, Snakin' with Sarah. I ordered a couple of boxes. I had ordered her a box, then I ordered me a box, and then I ordered myself another box because, yeah, even though I had only opened them on Wednesday last week, I ate a dozen of them. 18 is what came in the box. And between Wednesday of last week and Saturday, I ate 12 by myself. I did give 3 away because I'm such a generous soul. I gave 3 to my homie who I work out with on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Just so he could try them, because you never know, he might like them. Maybe he wants to order them too. Moses, can you deal? I love you. He's my guy. Are you my guy? He doesn't know how to give kisses, guys. He was a feral who made his way into my home in 2016. And he was terrified of humans. Like, and we were just incredible. Initially, we were like, we're not feeding a stray cat, right? I mean, but we did. And we started with Chef Boyardee meatballs. We wouldn't give him the spaghetti. We would just give him the meatballs because, I don't know, why not just get him cat food, right? We were not committing to a cat. That's why we didn't get him cat food. And then that turned into making him a shelter outside. I was warming up bricks in the oven and putting it inside the shelter, wrapping them in blankets so that he would stay warm because it was like below 0 some nights that winter. And then one day, this little guy with his little feet, this little guy with his one eye, he showed up. We were watching a movie. This was when I was in a relationship, and I had lived with my significant other. And we were watching a movie, and all of a sudden you heard this shrill from the backyard, just a shrill, and we went running. And it was this guy. This guy. He just wanted to come inside. He needed some shelter. It was frigid. I remember that day. It was way below 0 and windy. The wind, it was whipping. And this guy had 0 interest in coming inside. None. He did not want to come inside at all. In fact, when we got him inside, he literally ran straight up the wall in the kitchen. Straight up. I don't even know how he did it. Skills of a feral cat. And then we put him in the office because he was a feral cat. Didn't know if he was diseased. He had one leaky socket. Like, I don't know. All I know is we did a good thing for him. And he stayed in that office for, I don't know, had to have been like a couple of months. Terrified of humans. I'm not even joking. And, that turned into just going to foster him, which turned into giving him medicine, treating his eye socket, nurturing him from scrawny to super healthy, right, Mo? Right, my guy? Right? I love you. I love you, Mo. Yeah, we're buddies now. And he's so sweet because, like I said, he's feral. He doesn't know how to give kisses, but he will definitely rub up against you. He likes to give headbutts in lieu of kisses, and I adore him. He's such a love. Test of patience, because I really didn't want another cat. But how do you say no to that sweetness? And the guy that I was dating and living with at the time, he worked nights and was like, "You better not be on the couch when I get home." And I was like, no. Mind you, he was deathly allergic to cats, too. Yeah, your papa is deathly allergic to you. So he said. But how come he never really had an allergy attack? And I have to say, I was not the one who welcomed this guy into our yard and started feeding him Chef Boyardee meatballs. I didn't. That was all my ex. He did it. But I definitely let him, this guy, onto the couch, which eventually became our bed. And as you can see, he's all up on the pillow because, you know, he's human. Right, my guy? I love you. Ugh, I swear, if he could talk. Anyway, 2016, man. That's when Willy, hey, you guys. That's when Willy came into my world. And he went from terrified of humans to being wicked intrusive and monopolizing your time and attention, never giving you any privacy, and showering you with love. And who doesn't want that? So every morning when I wake up, I don't really have a choice because he's basically wrapped around my neck like a mink or a fur or something. Stall, what are they called? Mink stole? I don't know. Shawl? I don't know. Figure, Willy wrapped around my neck. That's how I wake up in the morning. And one of the first things I do after I open my eyes and say, I'm so grateful for this day, grateful for my life, I turn to Moses, Willy, Moses, in Espanol, Moises, and I tell him that I love him, and I thank him for loving me. And that's how our mornings start every single day. Because once upon a time, your girl was super aggressive, for anybody who's not a millennial, and I am not. And frustrated because I didn't want a cat. And then I realized that I was just taking it out on the wrong person. Because this little guy didn't know any better. He just wanted to be loved, just like all of us do. And he is just nothing but love, if you can't tell. I mean, really, let him steal the show today. Anyway, I could talk forever, but I'm afraid that I'll get cut off like I have 6 or 7 times before. 5 of them today, 1 of them yesterday. I've lost some quality content, but I'm just going to give you the rundown. Last Wednesday, I left you. You might have seen the Built Bar commercial. Commercial, as if that's a commercial. The Built Bar video that I posted. I finally opened them. Holy hell. I think I might have told you. I ate 12 of them between Wednesday and Saturday. And if I didn't tell you, I'm telling you now. It's crazy. And Thursday last week was first day of flow, like full on, woke up like, whoa. And I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning, had every intention of going for a run because if you remember, I set that goal for myself of 10K a day or better last week. It didn't happen, guys. Last Saturday, a week ago, the 5th, was the 6th, I started the 10K a day. I did it on Saturday the 6th, Sunday the 7th, Monday the 8th, Tuesday the 9th. Yeah, Wednesday the 10th. Come Thursday, the girl just didn't have it in her. I was supposed to hit the pavement at 4:30 on Thursday morning. It was 23 degrees here, and typically the weather, the temperature, it's not any reason for me not to run. I've done it. I did it this entire winter until I started going to the gym once the snowfall really came. But I just didn't have it in me, and I had to get to work for 7 a.m. So, needless to say, I was like 151 point something last Wednesday. I ate after the gym, didn't have time to run, didn't have time to evacuate, barely had time for a shower. Who are we kidding? I had to be at the office at 7, and I was up to 154 point something. I think it might have been 154.2. And I mean, makes sense, right? If I finished dinner at 11 or 10:30, my window finally closed at 11 because I had a Built Bar on the way home from work on Wednesday. That was the first one, that little video that I posted. I think it was Monday. And then before I went to the gym, because I'm a savage, I had another one. And then when I got home from the gym, I had dinner and I had another one for dessert. So your girl was all over the place, but I loved it. And I had 3 on Wednesday. Now Thursday was a fasting day, and I had been up a few pounds because obvious reasons. And I wasn't stressing it so much. But I just wanted something. I was craving it. Not necessarily the Built Bars, but I was wanting to eat something. And I finally broke Thursday, even though it was supposed to be a fasting day. I broke around 9:30 p.m. And I didn't just have one Built Bar. I didn't just have 2. Your girl ate 3 in a row. All 3 flavors. Salted caramel, caramel brownie, and chocolate chip cookie dough. And my God, they are so good. All 3 of them were phenomenal. And okay, is it really a fasting day if I consumed 3 protein bars? Most would say no. Certainly not a clean fast. But Dr. Jason Fung and a few others would say that under 500 calories is still considered a fast. I don't know. I don't have MD after my name, so I can't tell you. But to me, it doesn't seem like a true fast. Be that as it may, I still consumed those Built Bars, and I didn't really consider it a fasting day at that point. But I was pleasantly surprised because when I got on the scale on Friday morning, after my run, after I went to the bathroom, because that's typically how I do it, I was down 4.3. 4.3. Look at that leg. He's so cute. I didn't get to see it. You didn't get to see it. So 4.3 I was down. I was like, what? In fact, I can't see it from here. I think I was 151.7 or something. And I was just like, what? How is that possible? No, I was 152.3. No. My numbers are all off, guys. I'm sorry. I've recorded this way too many times. Whatever. I was down 4.3. And then I came home Friday, crushed leg day after work, after my 6.2 mile run. And I made some really good choices. I was proud of myself because I really wanted falafel. And my homie and I have not been able to have dinner together on Fridays because in recent weeks he's had to work Saturdays. So it hasn't left us much time after the gym. And so I was disappointed because I've really wanted to make falafel for a couple of weeks now. And it's okay. I could make it for myself, but I'm not going to. It's labor intensive. And while I would have leftovers and I could freeze them, I like my stuff to be fresh if I can help it. So it's just a choice. So on Friday, after he left, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get some Noor. Noor is the place that I go to for the halal takeout. And their falafel and their veggie samosas are banging. So good. So I was halfway there. driving to go pick it up. And I was like, girl, what are you doing? You had a plan for today. Just stick to your plan, right? Like, why not? You owe it to yourself. You've done so good this week. And I really did. All 7 days last week, I did really, really well in terms of limiting my snacks, meaning I didn't have any ice cream. I didn't have miscellaneous candies and chocolate bars or go and buy clearance chocolates and eat the whole bag. I didn't do any of that crap. And I was feeling strong, and my cravings had been really minimal considering I was flowing. Those peanut butter pretzel nuggets, that's been unfortunately my crutch this past week, like PMS week leading into flow week. So I did have way too many of those, but even still, I was feeling pretty good and feeling pretty strong. So, you got to pick and choose your battles. So, all right. So now fast forward. I decide I'm turning around. I'm not going to go and pick up the halal because why? It's deep fried. It's not going to reflect well on Saturday. I just don't need to have it, Stick to plan. And my plan was to make a stir fry, a pad thai. I bought this Miracle Noodles, it's called. It's a shirataki noodles that was pad thai flavored. I didn't realize it had tofu in it, but I ended up picking out the pieces of tofu because your girl is just not a tofu consuming chica. I just don't care for it. I really don't eat a lot of soy at all unless it's edamame because that's the actual soybean, not tofu, which is processed and whatevs. Just not my jam. So I picked out the tofu and I ended up doctoring it a little bit. I added some Korean red pepper flake. I ended up making my own peanut sauce. I used a natural peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter, and I thinned it out with coconut aminos and some water and steamed broccoli and sugar snap peas, mixed it together, and oh my God, that stuff, it was so good. I was so glad I didn't go for the halal. I really was. And, if I was eating meat, I probably would have made it with chicken and not fried egg, but a scrambled egg mixed in and maybe topped it with some scallions and some sesame seeds, but I wasn't doing all that. I was sticking to plant-based whole foods last week. And those Miracle Noodles, I don't know if you've had them, but they're shirataki noodles, essentially, which is made out of a yam flour. So it's a alternative to pasta, although I typically don't care for it. It's kind of stinky. You have to rinse it well if it's not already seasoned. And this one was, so I think that's why I was more inclined to try it. Pleasantly surprised, though, because it was so good. Like, I would have even invited people over for dinner if that was the plan, because it was that good. And I'm a big fan of Thai food. Love Thai food. Like, I'll even drive an hour and change to get to my favorite spot in Brooklyn. Tiny little takeout joint where the food is always fresh. And they do have tables so you can sit there, but like 4. I mean, it's tiny. And the owners are amazing. It's called To Be Thai. It's on Beverly Ave and Church Street in Brooklyn. Love it. Anyway, I was really happy to have that and felt really satisfied with the meal. But even still, I had fucking 3 Built Bars for dessert. I did. I had 3 more Built Bars. I start with 1. The intention is never to eat 3. But I had 3. Now, I woke up on Saturday, and my goodness, I had every intention of up early, out early, because that's just my routine. I'm an early riser, and I get out there and either hit the pavement or go to the gym. That's been my routine for a year now. Ever since the pandemic. I mean, I got into the mode and mindset of control what you can control because everything around you right now is so out of control. And so I focused in on my wellness. And that's really when, again, I discovered the snake diet and started it, and it just took off. As you might recall, my 1-year anniversary with the snake diet was March 8th. I I still owe you updates, before and afters. They will come. They definitely will come. I just have to figure out how to do it. Anyway, Saturday morning, I get up. I have my jacket on. I've got my scarf on, headphones in hand, my keys, everything ready to roll. I decided I was quickly going to water my plants because I was, walking by them as I'm headed out the door. And I noticed an infestation of ants in my plants. My plants had ants, people. And I went into like hyper panic mode. It's like, I have to rescue my plants. Now, why? This plant in particular is one that I'm really sentimental about because my goddaughter mailed it to me from Florida going back, I want to say almost 12 years ago. And yeah, it was 12 years ago, 2009 or 10. So 11 years ago. Anyway, it was an amaryllis bulb, one bulb that made it all the way from Florida to New York, and I was living in Brooklyn at the time, and this gorgeous thing grew so beautifully in a windowsill in Brooklyn, in this sad apartment. I don't want to even go back there right now, but beautiful. And over the years, she's produced 9 more bulbs. So I have an array of amaryllis plants in addition to other plants. And OG amaryllis, her name is Amaris because, amaryllis. And so I put the Spanish twist on it, Amaris. And she's still going strong, man. And so she didn't have the infestation, but one of the other bulbs did. And I panicked. And then I looked not only because I could see the movement inside the soil, but then the table that was where all my plants are, the stand that I have my plants on, black. All these little tiny little ants. And I was like, what? It's not like I neglect it. I check it constantly. So I just didn't understand how and where this could have happened, like why it could have happened. Oh, so I panicked. I started right away peeling lemon rinds to make essential oils. I put together a combination of turmeric and cinnamon so I could sprinkle it into the plants because it's antifungal and also it helps to control the pests, and the citrus rind for the ants. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I got to get this. I have to repot her. So then it became, I need to repot my plants. And lo and behold, I never made it to the gym that morning or even outside to run because I was so focused on cleaning this up and repotting my plants. And then that turned into a deep clean of my living room. And then that was just a 6-hour project. And then finally I got myself to the gym, but I didn't get a 10K in. I only got a 5K in, and it was a torturous one. My mind wasn't in it at all. It kind of was disappointing. It was so slow. But I got it done. Whatever. The important thing was I salvaged my plants too. And I got my run in. But it was more like a snake run, if that even exists. I was so disappointed with my time, but I was happy that I got the movement in. It is what it is, But I woke up on Saturday and I wasn't really hungry. So I only had a protein shake, which was fine. And then for dinner, I ended up carving out, I guess, because I made a cauliflower crust pizza, a margarita pizza. Again, I kept it plant-based. Mozzarella, of course, is not plant-based because that's cow's milk, but had about 6 ounces of mozzarella on my cauliflower crust pizza. I used this beautiful purple heirloom tomato and a red vine tomato. Sliced it super thin, seasoned it delicious, and, baked it off in the oven, made a really beautiful salad. I put some pecans and some fresh blueberries and cucumber in it, just over spring greens, kept it simple, delicious. And then my homie, not who I work out with at the gym, but my actual housemate, Nicole, she ended up making cookies from my cookie dealer and cinnamon toast crunch. And I had just a tiny taste. I really didn't have a lot, but I did, while making the pizza, eat some of those damn peanut butter pretzel nuggets. And yeah, so I had a little bit of that cookie. And then, of course, what happened when I went in to read later that evening? I had 3 more Built Bars. That made it 12 from Wednesday to Saturday. Anywho, I ended up losing weight on Saturday, which was wild. I was down like 1 point something from Friday, even though I ate. And on Sunday, is that right? Yeah. And then on Sunday, I had dropped again. I was like, what is happening? I just carved out. Like, what is happening? So for anybody who thinks you can't lose weight during your flow or you can't fast during a flow, you can. It's just a choice. And he's so cute. The baby's sleeping. Anyway, and Sunday was a fasting day. But would you know that Sunday to Monday, when I weighed in on Monday, I was only down like half a pound. Even still, I was pleased with that though, because I had been losing from Friday to Sunday. So I wasn't going to stress. I was grateful. But Sunday was absolutely insane, people. Like, the weekend was just busy because I continued with the momentum that I started on Saturday of the deep clean. And I'm going to do that again this weekend. But I had anxiously been waiting the arrival of my book because, as some of you may know, there's this little tiny book club going on. And we're reading, or the ladies are reading, The Bait of Satan. And I finally got it on Sunday, but it was supposed to arrive Saturday, and then it was late, so then it was coming Sunday, and I was just like, where's my book? And while I was out, because I had gone to Dick's Sporting Goods, I went to Walmart, I went to the grocery store, and I was just eager and anxious to get the book and start reading it, so I kept checking my email while I was out, and finally I saw that it was delivered around like 5 o'clock on Sunday, so I was just like, thank you, sweet baby Jesus, I'm going to read this book. And I'm going to tell you, the truth is I'm not incredibly religious per se. I'm incredibly intimidated by the language. I have a difficult time with comprehension. My father, bless him, he is born and raised Catholic as I was, but he went to Catholic school. And can I tell you, that man has the best penmanship that I know anybody to have. Writes beautifully. Oh my gosh. Cursive, beautiful. Anyway, he graduated from Albertus Magnus. I mean, hello, Catholic school. And he was an altar boy, and he tried so hard to get me into the church and to get, instill religion in my life and bring me up that way. And yeah, I made my communion and confirmation, and I did it mostly because my friends were doing it and it was social and I got to hang out with people, and I wasn't really physically active, so that was my time to hang with my friends, and I didn't really understand what I was there for. I mean, I knew and understood the sacrament of communion and confirmation, but I struggled. Going to church, I didn't understand what the heck was being said, and I dragged my feet getting there all the time, and finally, when I became a teenager, my father stopped fighting me, trying to get me to get up and go to church. He finally just left me in bed. And as soon as he left, I'd get up and I'd watch TV, and terrible, right? I always made him late anyway, and he hated being late, so it was better that he left me home. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And the truth of the matter is, since I'm a young girl, I've been questioning my existence since little. I mean, I sometimes even say from the womb. Hard to understand, I'm sure, but I just never felt like I belonged here, honest. And I've always felt like I just didn't belong, and I've always questioned my purpose, and a lot of us do. I know that's very normal, but I've also challenged and questioned, does God exist? Because, why did I live the hell that I did? And why did I have to go through the things that I experienced? And I just felt like I was constantly being punished and just for being born, and like it didn't make sense, and I was pretty resentful and having a hard time believing that God existed and questioning that. Even though in that same breath I can tell you that I'm very spiritual and I've always felt a deep spiritual connection, and I do believe in souls living on beyond the physical planes, and I can tell you that I'm an old soul, and you probably would be like, what? How do you know? But I am. And yeah, so I've always been very spiritual, but I've had a hard time acknowledging and accepting that there is a God. So sometimes I will refer to God as source or universe, but you know what? I've known for a very long time that we are all source energy, and that we are all love, and despite having my own battle really accepting or believing, since I've made it to 40 years old, and I'm now 43 going on 44 in December, I made it to 40. I didn't think I ever would. So that was validation for me. Truly. I'm here with purpose. I'm living my purpose. Yeah, I am. And that it is not by any coincidence, the things that have been put in place before me, the obstacles that I've endured, it's all been with a reason, even if I didn't understand it at the time. So all that to say that when I learned about this book club, I want to call it a little club, but it's Omad Caroline who initiated this, I believe, and she and Snaking with Sarah and Fasting My Way to Jen, they just did a spiritual fast, 140 hours, I believe, crushed it, and all the while incorporated reading this book, starting to read this book. And I really felt compelled and it was in my heart. I wanted to read it too. I knew and I know that it was going to just propel and allow for continued healing along my journey. And I just feel like I'm in a place now where I'm ready to accept, ready, open to receive, ready to learn more, to have a better relationship with God, and welcome him into my life rather than being so resistant. Perhaps the resistance is also why things have been so difficult, but it's not a conscious decision I made to be resistant. It was just a result of what I had experienced and questioning, like, if there's a God, then why the hell am I going through this right now, Why would he let these things happen to me? Why? What? It doesn't make sense. I felt tortured for a long time. That's the only way I can describe it. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel like I was supposed to be born. Just a lot of things. And then, on top of that, to go through the sexual abuse and trauma that I endured as a child and into my adult years, and just trying to make sense of it all. It was like, gosh, just make this all go away, please. And no matter how much I tried, no matter how many times I tried, I couldn't even manifest death. And that's when I realized, girlfriend, there's definitely something bigger, stronger than you that is guiding you, that is reaffirming that you are meant to be here. And I just stopped fighting it. I surrendered. And so now I'm willing to learn. And I feel like with these ladies, doing this with them, this is my time. I'm incredibly intimidated because I finally got the book. I don't understand how to read scripture. Hi, love. See, he gave me a headbutt. I love him. And I don't understand scripture. and reading comprehension is not my forte anyway. So now throw like religious stuff into the mix, and I'm like, what? I have to read it and reread it and read it and read it. But I know that I'm in such a supportive space with these ladies, and that it's okay. And they're going to help me learn. And it's actually bringing me to tears a little bit, because now I'm open. I'm really open and wanting this. And I know that that little girl that was abused really needs to heal. And so this is my opportunity. And I have to read I've committed to reading these 6 chapters. We're going to pick it up next week. And so I have time to read, and I have started, and it hasn't been easy. And I know that Caroline has offered to read the 6 chapters with me, even though she's already read this book before, and she's already started reading it with Jen and Sarah, but she's willing to read it with me now. And that's a gift. That's a blessing. And blessings are all around us. So I'm super excited about that. And we'll see what happens. I'm not saying that I'm just going to become like this religious fanatic. No. But I'm looking for peace. I've found and created a lot of it for myself, especially in these last few years of the wellness mission. But it's just going to continue to get better and better and better. And I'm so grateful, because it's like the universe knew and brought us together yet again for another reason. And this is just part of that. And I'm just grateful. So thank you, Caroline, for allowing me to join you guys, even though it's late in the game. But I finally got the book, and I am reading it, girlfriend. I am. I even tried to listen a little bit on YouTube to what I could find, and it didn't go so well. But I'm going to keep trying. And I will reach out if I need some help. Oh my gosh, my eyeballs are itchy. So, anywho, that brought me into Monday. And I got back on that bandwagon. On Sunday, I ran my 10K. On Monday, I ran my 10K. And Monday was a pretty decent weigh-in. I couldn't even tell you what it was, to be quite honest with you. Actually, yes I can. Let me get my butt up. Oh, and I'll tell you. Hold on one second. Let's go take a walk. Just a quickie. Sunday, I was 152.3. Monday, 151.9. And I didn't have any Built Bars on Monday. That was awesome. That was epic. I didn't have any on Sunday. That was epic. And I was up significantly. I was up 2.8 today, which is Tuesday. But that being said, I am still down 1.1 from last Tuesday. So that's pretty awesome. And, tomorrow is St. Patty's Day. Oh, I got green on. Tomorrow's St. Patty's Day. And your girl is finally just going to do this. I've been wanting to have a bagel. I've been wanting to have a bagel for months, and I haven't. So my coworker, one of my clinicians, is coming into the office tomorrow, and I had mentioned, because once upon a time before COVID days, like I would make breakfasts or lunches for my team, or I would, bring in bagels and make an egg bake and get fruit salad and just have a spread for my guys, Yeah. Hi, Guy. Hello, my guy. Aw. Hi, Mo. Hi, my guy. Come on. So, anyway, we were talking about that, and his name's Peter. He says, if I come into the office tomorrow, you want me to bring in some bagels? And I was just like, green bagels for St. Patty's Day? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I want a bagel. He goes, really? You're going to have food coloring? Green food coloring? And I was just like, ooh, touche. Because he knows that I'm kind of a naturalist in that way. I don't like artificial colors, flavors, whatever. And I agreed to have a green bagel for St. Patty's Day. And okay, it is what it is. I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to the gym tomorrow night. I'm still going to make it nutritious. I'm going to make it avocado toast out of my green bagel. So I'm going to put green on green. And I might even fry a couple of eggs at home before I go to work and put that on top of it. And that'll be my meal. I'll have that, instead of having my protein overnight oats. Why not? It's a treat. I haven't had a bagel and I couldn't even tell you the last time. So I'm so excited. I hope he remembers. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, womp womp. But I also did make for him superfood bark, dark chocolate. And you use, what did I do? A little bit of coconut oil with maple syrup and espresso, beans, like grinds, and some vanilla, a little bit of salt. You whisk that together, and then you add to that combination, you add an array of nuts and seeds. So I had hemp hearts, chia seeds, flax seeds, almonds, walnuts, chop it up, whatever, quinoa, tricolored quinoa. You bake off the nuts and the seeds, and then you melt the dark chocolate and you lay it on top and then pop it in the freezer, and then you just break it up, and that's just superfood bark. Super easy. Sometimes I add CBD to it. Sometimes I add, I put sunflower seeds in it this time too. Sometimes I do dried cranberries. It just depends on what I have and what I'm in the mood for, but he loves it. So I agreed to make that for him. I said, if you bring me a bagel, I'll bring you some bark. And he was like, don't have to ask me twice, so that'll be kind of cool. The office has been kind of lonely these days because in COVID land, everybody's working remotely, but because I'm an administrator, as the program director, I need to be there. So I am, but I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and I really got to get to sleep, guys, because it's getting late, and my alarm, I don't use an alarm. My internal body clock is going to wake my ass up early. So I need to get myself a little rest. Today was a phenomenal day. I had a sister date with my sister, my real sister, Laura. And we went to Floatopia and indulged. I treated her to a sauna session, salt cave session, and float spa session, which is the sensory deprivation tank. So we spent a solid 4.5 hours there after work, and it was just epic. Quality time. Can't wait. And this weekend, my sister and I are going to get together with our brother John. He's getting ready for a big move to Massachusetts. And the irony, I was born in Massachusetts, but he's moving there for work. And so we're going to spend some time together on Sunday, which is going to throw a wrench in my plan because typically I fast on Sundays. So I think what I'm going to do is just Friday, I will refeed as I typically do after the gym, have my dinner, and then I'm going to eat on Saturday. But what I'm going to try to do is eat so that I can fast for 24 hours from Saturday to Sunday and break my fast with my brother and my sister. And, just spend some quality time because he's going to be gone. And we don't know how long he'll be living there, but we're going to miss him. That's my baby bro. He's the youngest of all my siblings. I'm going to cry. I'm going to miss him. I call him Johan, and he calls me Irene. So, I'm going to miss him. But I'm really happy for him, too. Really proud of him. This is a big move. Anywho, yep. Grateful for the time I get to spend with my sibs, that's for sure. I do have 4 of them, 4 younger. I'm the oldest. There's 16 years between us. 16 and 15, I'm sorry, between us. I'm the oldest, but man, they keep me young, and I'm so grateful. Anyway, Willy and I, we are saying goodnight. These tears are happy tears. They're not sad tears. And I hope that you're all doing well. I miss you. It's been a while. I'm glad that this one finally recorded. I hope that you're having a fantastic week, and please let me know how you're doing. And I hope to see you all soon. Remember, as I always say, before I sign off. You are capable of handling anything that comes your way. So, and I'm going to add that blessings really are truly all around us. All you have to do is be open to receive and willing to see them. But they're all around us. All right, loves. Sending you love and light as always. Until next time, take care of yourselves. And please don't forget to smile. All right. Have a good one. Good night, guys.